Welcome, Koopa Troopers, to Geek Salad's Retro Movie Reviews from the Geek Salad podcast. I'm Andy.
Please don't ever do that again. And I'm Mike.
And he's a Mike.
I mean, he can do that because he's actually Italian. So
that's true. I can. And we are talking tonight. We're wrapping up November with another video game based movie, Super Mario Brothers. The animated one, not the movie from 1993 that has this really weird following.
I am
exactly. Well, I mean, it really is. If you were a child around this time, I can understand why you would enjoy it. I was a grown ass man, so it's just not my.
When did that one come out?
93. I was drinking age.
I was a teenager.
Okay.
And I still thought it was really stupid.
Yeah. But anyway, we're not talking about that one. We're talking about last year's release from Illumination, of all animation studios. Illumination.
Yeah, well, you know what? Universal needed them, and Universal's got Illumination, so.
I want to get this out of the way now. Just, while I'm kind of in this thing, the whole thing about Illumination. Because Illumination, I feel, it kills me that they seem to dump no money into their movies. They've never increased a budget in their entire existence, yet the movies are usually very, very successful. No matter, most of the time though, we're talking the stuff that's made them famous. The Despicable Me, Minions, Secret Life of Pets kind of stuff.
Yeah. You know what? It's good business.
Yeah.
You keep the budget low, relatively low, and you rake in tons of cash. So hard to argue with the results.
Yeah, exactly. With this one, though, you can definitely tell that there are certain characters in this movie that look like Illumination's characters. Any character who is not based directly out of Mario, especially like the higher end, higher graphics Marios, there are Illumination's characters. Yeah. At the very beginning, their house call that they make. The owners of the brownstone, the dog, they all look like Illumination characters.
Yeah, they look like they were ripped right out of the Secret Life of Pets.
Yeah, but then, and this is the beauty of having Miyamoto, essentially the the president of Nintendo. Yeah. Practically, you could feel him just like glaring over the shoulders of the writers and animators. That this is possibly, and because of the benefit of animation, possibly the truest expression of video game brought to screen I think I've ever seen.
Truest representative of the original Super Mario Bros. Game, maybe.
Yeah.
Because the original Super Mario Bros. Game, it was just a series of levels, and this one was just event. Go ahead. First time I saw it was yesterday. Just okay. And I had such faith I was gonna love this movie that instead of renting it on Amazon, I bought it.
You bought it.
$15.
How much?
I am having what's called
How much?
15.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 50. I'm like, Jesus, Mike.
Oh no, there's no way I'd be buying it for 50. I am having what's called buyer's remorse.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can't believe I'm saying this because I had such faith that I would love this movie. I prefer Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
This one is just a bunch of really cool scenes happening, but like Mario doesn't really have a character arc. Where he starts is pretty much exactly where he ends.
Yep.
The only one that really had a character arc in this movie was Luigi, and it wasn't really earned because he was only in for like 10 minutes of the movie.
Right. And he still needed Mario to help him.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, you were scared, and at the end you got some bravery. Where'd it come from? You were in a prison cell for 90% of this movie.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like you are right. It goes from event to event to event to event, and each event there's very little transition to it, and does feel like it's an excuse to show another Mario property.
Yeah, this felt like Sonic the Hedgehog had like fan service, but I thought it was actually well done fan service. This one was just, hey, here's fan service,
right
in your face
from everything. Now, again, because it's animated, I kind of feel like I'm going to give it a little more leeway than like a live action, because it's just built into their DNA. And this is Nintendo we're talking about. This is Mario we're talking about. They don't. I hate to say this, but Sonic movies, Sega doesn't have the juice that Nintendo has, especially when you're looking at things like you look at the decorations in Mario's room. You'll look at all the different names of all the different stores. They are all references to other Nintendo games, especially a lot of classic NES games.
Yeah, I mean, the whole fight between Mario and Donkey Kong, that was Smash Brothers right there.
That was Smash Brothers right there. The whole thing with Mario Kart.
It goes right from Smash Brothers into Mario Kart.
Right, exactly. By the way, I really am mad that, Seth Rogen didn't look at it and go, it's on like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
lost opportunity.
I'm also kind of sad that Cranky Kong wasn't wearing like a big what was it? Billy, what's that guy name? The King of Kong?
Oh God, Billy Mitchell. Like,
yeah, they should have given him that tie because he was the King of Kong.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure that was floated around, and then Miyamoto was like, no.
No. Shigeru Miyamoto has taste.
And that is the thing about this movie that, on a narrative standpoint, I can absolutely agree with you on this. I find that the more I watch this movie, and this, you okay?
Yeah. Sorry.
Still tea?
No. My TV went off.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like, narratively, this thing is it's an excuse to move from video game to video game to video game. And while you're doing that, here's a ton of Easter eggs from each of the games. I mean, we get Luigi's Mansion in here. Jumpman
was a video game that, in fact, the original voice of Mario was playing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, again, I feel like the Easter eggs in this movie were better warranted, again, because they had all the license in the world to do that. And there are so many that they could use. This won't fly with Zelda. Let me just put it that way. That's the next one is going to be Zelda. None of that will fly.
No, Zelda needs to be a solid story because the video games themselves have solid story. I mean, you play any Mario game, you're not playing it for the story.
Right.
Hell, most of the time you're not even playing it for Mario. Who is your favorite character in Super Mario Bros. 2, and why is it not Mario?
Mario is the only one that you could do to get almost every mission.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luigi was really hard to control.
Yeah, no, I was always Toad, actually, because he could pull the things up fast.
Okay. Yeah. I think I just ended up using Mario because I like using Luigi, but it's like, could you please get the guy on the ground now? Stop it! Again, it's tough. I've seen this movie 3 times now. I saw it. I took my son and his friends to see it for his birthday last year. We watched it again once it hit Netflix, and then I watched it again for this. And it's just one of those movies that I have no issue with. Whether or not it's not an all-time banger. It's not one of the greatest animated movies ever made. I can understand why it made $1.3 billion, though. It's just
yeah.
It is definitely, in terms of the craftsmanship of the people involved with it, I think it worked fine. I didn't have issue with the voices. I didn't have issue with Chris Pratt. I understand we're kind of like Chris Pratted out that, there isn't another voice actor out there. But he wasn't even the big. I mean, for me, like Seth Rogen, Fred Armisen. Charlie Day was fine. Anya Taylor-Joy was fine.
I think it's ironic that Charlie Day voiced Luigi because he was probably in the booth for only a day.
Overall, like I said, and Jack Black as
Bowser.
I didn't have any problem with it. You really didn't have any problem with anybody. There wasn't anybody I took like serious offense to in terms of voices.
No.
A lot of the Horvath voice squad came back for this one because the guys who were responsible for Teen Titans Go were responsible for this movie as well.
I really liked Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach, and I really like Princess Peach. Actually, I think she might have been my favorite character.
Yeah, well, because they gave. That is the one thing that's always been lacking in most of the straightforward Mario games. She gets kidnapped.
Yeah,
that's it. That's her character. In this, I do enjoy that she has her own agency. I also enjoy too that she's the one who has to explain to Mario how you run a course, what the mushrooms do, how to do all that, and I legitimately enjoyed that. Yes, it's fan service, but showing him having to break the blocks and jump, and then like the disappearing blocks and all that fun stuff that we've seen for decades.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed. Again, narrative structure is lacking completely in this, but
and the reason why Bowser never used the superstar himself is reasons.
He wanted to give it to Peach.
Yeah, but in that final fight, it's like Mario's reaching for it, boom, Bowser's right in front of it. Could have just reached back and grabbed it.
I know. I don't know if it was just like he thought he could beat him and he didn't want to waste it. Who knows? That was like I was waiting for it to wear out because we've all gotten the star.
Oh yeah. No, those superstars last 15 seconds.
15 seconds, maybe 30 seconds.
I don't think they last. I think it's 15 seconds. I was like so tempted to time it, but I was like, you know what? At this point, whatever.
Yeah.
It didn't offend me. Maybe it's because I've always been more of a fan of Luigi than I was of Mario.
Yeah.
That I was like, I kind of wanted them to give because this wasn't Super Mario Brothers movie. This was a Super Mario movie.
Yeah.
And they were maybe building up to a Super Mario Brothers movie as a sequel. But no, it was Mario.
Yep.
He's never been my favorite character.
Yeah, it's just kind of is what it is.
It's not an offensive movie. It's just things happen that are fun and colorful. Some of it's funny, and then it's over.
Yeah, it looks great.
An hour and a half.
It legitimately looks great.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't enter any of the aspects from Mario Odyssey in there. Yeah.
No.
There will be a sequel though, and that hat will have eyes.
I don't know. I think obviously from how it ends, it looks like they're going into the Super Mario World type area.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have.
Well,
also,
we saw Yoshi's, but we will get Yoshi.
Yeah. Also, the Kong army was the mightiest army, and it was beaten pretty easily.
Yeah.
So obviously not the mightiest army. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, this is one that I don't think it needed to be a great movie. It just needed to be a serviceable movie.
It was a serviceable movie.
In terms of children's fare, it's definitely a step above. Some stuff I've seen.
Yeah, it's probably a step above most Illumination stuff I've seen.
Oh yeah, and again, that's Miyamoto. Just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Kind of how the manga artist for One Piece. Is he was just down in South Africa watching them film One Piece season 2.
Uh
Like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
huh.
What are you doing?
Hey, I don't want to be that guy or anything like that, but
I mean, if I were making this, and I do, I would do it this way.
yeah. It's just tough. Trying to like we're not getting a half hour's worth of content out of this one. This was a simple. It's simple. I found it to be fun. But it's popcorn. It's quite literally that. It is a popcorn movie. You take the kids to.
You know what? I did not realize that was Keegan-Michael Key as Toad. I thought he did a fantastic job.
I thought he was great. I also love the star.
Oh yeah, played by one of the director's daughter, youngest daughter.
I love that.
The nihilistic, what was it, Lumali? I think her name was.
Oh, Luma.
Yeah,
it's a Luma. Yeah. So yes, because those things are also cheery and light in Mario Galaxy, and then all of a sudden it's
yay, Lava, yay! Oh.
You're just standing astride a grave. Man.
At the very end, it's like, so now the movie is over, which is sad, but also happy, because now you're just staring into the void.
Yeah, it was a nice little twist.
Yeah.
The opening of the movie, I have to say, I really enjoyed too, with the penguin.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and they're just
snowballs.
Throwing snowballs at Bowser.
Ha! Do you surrender? I did like that they made Bowser a formidable opponent.
Yes, they did. He was scary.
And of course
I cannot believe. What's that?
And of course they gave him a song because Jack Black.
Right, and I cannot believe that song was getting serious Oscar buzz until it didn't. It didn't even qualify.
It was a funny, cute song. It was not Oscar worthy.
I understand that, but the one-word song that spawned 1,000 me. Yeah, it's. Yeah, I mean it's again.
Yeah.
It's fun. Harmless entertainment for the kids. It was my nephew. My brother-in-law took my nephew to see it, and that was like his first theatrical movie, and he had a good time with it. So,
that's good.
Yeah,
I kind of wish
it definitely serves a purpose.
Yeah,
by far not the worst movie, and for me, I like this one better than I like the Sonic movies.
I liked especially Sonic 1 more because Sonic actually had a solid character arc in this one. And I thought he had actually a pretty decent character arc, along with both Knuckles and Tails in Sonic 2 as well. So, as far as like the main character goes, I definitely prefer Sonic and Sonic 2 over this one. Because just Mario is like mayonnaise on bread. It's just there. But you know what? I didn't mind Chris Pratt. He does have a distinctive voice, and yeah, you see him a lot. But you know what? I like Chris Pratt.
Yeah,
I think he's a fine actor.
Yeah, he's perfectly serviceable in this.
Yeah.
And I like too that they explain the whole thing about the Italian accents. Make it sound a little more down home in Brooklyn.
And his father doesn't like him being a plumber. And at the end, I don't know if his father still likes him being a plumber, but his father.
Well, it's not so much not being a plumber; it's being running his own business because he was working for the other guy.
Yeah. And at the end, who knows if he still proves that? But hey, his son beat a dragon, so a dragon.
Yeah, exactly. He saved the entire
city.
The entire city of Brooklyn. Yeah.
And then he moved to the Mushroom Kingdom and warps in every day to do work.
Well, wouldn't you?
I'd probably just stay in the Mushroom Kingdom, honestly. Seems like a lot better place than here right now.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's still gotta keep up his standing in Brooklyn. So,
Yeah. Okay.
oh, I think that's all I got to say about the Mario Brothers movie. Again.
Oh yeah. One thing I do want. I love the soundtrack. I don't understand the soundtrack. I mean, what point did Aha play when they're entering the Kong Kingdom?
I don't know.
It
This is just like with the Sonic movies, though. I felt like the soundtrack was just like, okay, here are your songs, enjoy. I mean, this is the second, like in 2023, it's a second instance of hearing "No Sleep Till Brooklyn" because it was done in Guardians 3.
Oh, okay. I still haven't seen Guardians 3. Actually,
So
I haven't seen. I think the last MCU movie I saw was Wakanda Forever. Actually.
you saw Deadpool.
Oh yeah,
Because now he's part of the MCU.
Yes,
Suck it.
yes.
Yeah, suck it, Fox. I'm going to Disney World.
But I haven't seen anything between Wakanda Forever and Deadpool.
In the theater?
Yeah.
Well, there's some catch up to do. It's a holiday weekend. So, So yeah.
I do want to see
What's
the
that?
Marvels. I want to see the Marvels a lot.
It was excellent. It was excellent.
I like
So,
those feelings.
take the weekend.
Yeah.
You know what? Take Thursday off.
I might have some other things to do this weekend, such as a little bit of editing, maybe.
Oh, that too, because we got a new podcast coming out. But I'll get to that in just a second.
Yeah.
So we want to know, first of all, what are your thoughts on Super Mario Brothers? Did you like it? Not a fan? Let us know. Leave a like, comment below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Helps us in the algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, too, because we do this every week. We are coming up on Christmas, and while we are not doing a Christmas episode for our podcast, which I'll get to in a second, we are going to be doing Christmas episodes throughout the month of December. We are looking at Mystery Science Theater and Riff Tracks. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, and funny.
So,
I don't think Crankor was in any of the.
I don't think so
Christmas
either.
movies,
No, I'm trying to do the Ice Cream Bunny laugh, but
Oh yeah.
I So we're going to be doing those throughout the month of December. Looking forward to having some conversations there. So Mike and I host a little podcast called Geek Salad. You can check that out wherever you get your podcasts. You can even get the audio here. Mike alluded to editing. Mike is down editing our portion of the movies of 1994. We have another part that we're going to be recording in a couple of weeks with our dear friend Em from the Verbal Diorama podcast. Yep. She had a list of movies that we had to exclude so we could talk about them with her. So those are going to be coming up. So enjoy that. We will make our announcements when that first part of the episode is available. Yep. You can also get us on the social media. We are on Facebook at Geek Salad Podcast. We are at Geek Salad Radio on Blue Sky, where we are doing more and more of our engagement. Twitter. We're going to keep I'm not making the full mass exodus. Yeah.
Ironically, both of us have our cats in our background.
We're not making the full mass exodus from Twitter just because I need to retain the Geek Salad name. I don't want that going to anybody else. But engagement is right now starting to drop for us. I am not engaging with it. I am replying to a few different things, but nothing serious. Anything important, any of my thoughts and everything will be going on Blue Sky. So we are there as well. So check us out on Blue Sky. Look for Geek Salad Radio. You know our avatar because it's in our YouTube. So you can check that out there. I think I got everything. So until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
Go forth and be nerdful. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.